The price action here, the exit here, is 1000% algorithmic. As you can see, this exit here that took place on this wick like this, it was the perfect exit for us. However, you got to keep in mind, as is happening, the candle doesn't look like this as it's happening. As this is happening, this candle looks like this one, right? Or it looks like this one, right? If you're looking at this candle here, this long, strong candle, most people's inclination of, what the next move down is going to be, or what the next move will be, is down, right? So, when that doesn't happen, or, when the software is able to kind of read the algorithmic price levels and be able to get out with such pinpoint accuracy, it results in, the type of results that, we're getting. And obviously, as you can see, we did incur some drawdown on this position, but let's kind of go over the full story of what took place here. So for a long time, price actually was going to the downside on this currency pair. And as we can see back here, we were making a lot of trades. We were eating off a lot of these trades. Now, typically, the targets that we set are not necessarily, gargantuan. They're pretty modest targets. However, if we get caught in a situation where there's a market shift, which is exactly what took place here, then it sets up a situation where we're, caught in a market inefficiency. And what the software will do is make its way to, work its way out of that. So this market structure shift that took place actually led us into, some drawdown. And what's happening with this market inefficiency, you can think about it like any other market of what's happening in, the Forex markets. If I told you that, let's say you're in a stadium with, 1,000 people and everybody has gold bars, right? And everybody, sells and buys the gold bars, and everybody's sitting on these gold bars. Then on, the jumbo screen comes a report from, let's say, CNBC, right? And it says, hey, the United States government is going, bankrupt. United States dollar, lost its credit rating, whatever the case may be, right? When those gold bars are being sold for whatever, $2,000 an ounce, as soon as that news breaks, like price here, those gold bars are going to be in extreme demand, right? So it's going to push the price of gold way, way, way high, way, way, way fast, which is exactly what happened here. But what the software is reading is it's looking for that moment in time of after when this market inefficiency fills, when is the demand going to stop? Because the demand will stop, right? If someone is buying your gold bars for, you set a price for 2,500 after that news from CNBC, then somebody else comes and says, no, I want to sell mine for 3,000. And the next person, no, I'm going to sell it for 4,000. Well, those other people, they're going to, you know what, I need to sell it for 4,000 too. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to bid the price up, bid the price up, bid the price up, until the point where the last person who is willing to purchase that gold bar at, whatever it is, $5,000 an ounce, they're going to be the last person. So at that point, it just becomes a game of economics. It becomes a game of supply and demand, right? And if there's no more demand because there's no one left to buy the gold, then you have all the supply of gold that needs to be sold. So the only way to do that would be to drop the price, right? And as you can see, price came down into this algorithmic area and we were able to exit, with a profit. Now, you might see, hey, there was a sell here, sell here, sell here. What would happen if the price were to keep going? Well, here's the thing when I tell you that this is not a a martingale system where we're just selling at these random points. These are not random points. These are points in the market where there were shocks on demand, where price did start to come down. So you might ask the question like, hey, how could you just sit through that? And, what if price were to, keep going up and up and up? Well, if price were to keep going up and up and up, if price were to come up in, let's say, this area here, well, then guess what that would mean? It would mean that the demand, for this asset is so high that it never even creates an opportunity for these shocks in demand to come here. So all of these sales would have never have taken place. So because we're not, extremely over leveraged or anything like that, at 1x, we saw a drawdown of 14%. If you were super duper levered, if you took on, 8x, which, again, we have it in red for a reason. If you weren't managing that, then yeah, you'd be in trouble. But there's no reason for you to be taking, 8x trades. We have, I have people inside of AI Pro, within 3 weeks, they've done 71% in returns at just 3x, so it's not, you really don't need to be doing that. If you're somebody that is willing to sit in front of the computer all day, sure, you take your, 8x, you want to be able to make money really, really fast. But if you just want to kick back and just make money on autopilot, then set it at a 2-3x and just leave it alone. And that's what we're doing here. This is passive income, right? So if that were to happen, right, price would have come in up in here, none of this would have taken place. So again, we'd be fine because we're not super duper levered, right? If we're super duper levered, then yeah, we'd be in trouble. But that's not how this bot works. That's not how our system works and how our strategy works. And obviously, if you take a look at the track record, it's been working, right? And we're doing really, really well. Again, we've yet to lose a trade idea just because, again, this is all done mathematically. It's all done algorithmically. Price does have parameters and limitations and bounds, right? Price is not just going to run away forever in the wrong direction. It just doesn't move like that. There's volatility in these markets. There's buyers and there's sellers, and buyers get exhausted just the same way sellers get exhausted. And we exist within the margins, okay? And we make profits every single day doing it that way, okay? It's a pretty robust strategy that is going to continue to work, okay? So that's how we were able to, get out at that algorithmic area, and we were able to do it on a couple of different pairs. So we had NZD USD, we had AUD USD that pretty much worked the same way, and I believe the last one was the pound dollar, where we were able to pretty much work the same trade. And you see, we were able to get out at this algorithmic area, and then price just ran away in the other direction. Now, from here on out, will price go up or down? I don't know. Nobody really knows at the end of the day. Price, I have a bias, sure, fundamentally, but I don't need to know, and you don't need to know. Nobody needs to know. That's the beautiful thing about this. We can have a $10,000 day just by utilizing this strategy and just letting the software run on its own. So that's kind of what's taking place. It is important for me to teach you guys this, not for the sake of you knowing how to do it yourself, but for the sake of you just trusting that the software is going to do what it is intended to do, because that is the hardest thing. Most people, for anybody that has run into trouble, in my experience, is because they started meddling in the software and started doing their own thing, right? As soon as people started doing their own thing, that's when they run into trouble. Anybody that just lets the software run, let it do its thing, those are the people that are reaping the greatest rewards from it, instead of chopping rewards early or trying to take trades and taking on losses from their own human error, right? Those two things are what's going to, really hinder your progress. So if you leave it alone, then, you can have results like the clients that are seeing, 70% in 3 weeks. For the purposes of disclaimers, yes, obviously results are not typical. but it very is much so possible, and our track record is our track record. If this makes sense to you, if this is something that you would like to try, you can head over to the link in my bio and you can start a free trial. If you've already started your free trial and you've gotten your results, you've seen 2 weeks of upward momentum, maybe you're just not ready. Maybe you need to see 4 weeks. Maybe you need to see what we're doing for 2 months. We've been doing this for 6 months. Maybe you need to see us doing it for 12 months. Whatever the case may be, we will still make money. We will still be here and we'll be fine. But we would love to make money with you because, well, it's just a lot more fun that way. You can build up a community that way. And it kind of just makes more sense. And I think it's a cool opportunity for you to be able to share this with, other people within your circle of influence, and you'd be able to, earn an affiliate commission from it as well. So I think that's pretty cool. So with that, I do invite you to try AI Pro. If not, hey, just keep watching the story, keep watching the posts, because we will still be here, all right? So that's it from me. If you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram, find me on Telegram. That is the way this cookie crumbled. I will see you on the other side. Happy trading.